Movie time news on the march. For years, Hollywood was ruled by an iron fist, or rather two iron thumbs. Two thumbs down, up, way up, enthusiastically up, on fire, with sugar on top, with whipped cream and a cherry.
Okay, we've got the picture. Forget the thumbs. It's time for a swift kick. A group of weary consumers pack up their couch and head west to Hollywood to become the Couch Critics.
Hello and welcome to the Couch Critics, a show where we talk about the movies as well as have fun with them. Tonight we have three victims on the couch. First we're going to talk about Collateral Damage, then John Q, and last but not least, Dragonfly. First, Collateral Damage. Now, in my opinion, most people will think we're going to attack it because of the terrorism and it was supposed to be released during September 11. But in my opinion, that movie was bad long before September 11, and if anything, actually I was looking forward to it being really, really bad, because that's what I wanted in this kind of a movie. That's the genre that it is. It's a bad action movie, and believe it or not, my only recommendation for this is it should have had more gratuitous violence.
Here we go. Oh, hello. Sometimes when making a Hollywood formula movie, it still turns out flat and boring, even if you follow the recipe. But don't throw it out. A little gratuitous violence can go a long way in saving it. Hit the secret sauce, darling. Oh, no, not that one. Sorry. Oh, yes, a little gasoline girls goes a long way.
Arnold never fails to give us exactly what we want. He's truly the last action hero. He survived all the action stars of the 80s and 90s. You know exactly what you're going to get when you see an Arnold movie. You get a good story. You get violence, you get explosions.
That's exactly what we didn't get, though. I was bored to death in that movie because I actually went in expecting explosions, and I wanted to be, guiltily
You didn't see explosions?
entertained. There was a couple of them
The
beginning.
first explosion
opened
was
with
really
an explosion.
gut-wrenching.
What are you
Yeah, it
talking
did.
about?
That was the first one that was really gut-wrenching, but it was weird. I didn't even buy it as a good explosion. It started very off, and I would have to agree with you. I like them when they're really bad, but this one was neither good nor bad, not anything. I couldn't even touch it.
I think the writers were psychic because they had no idea this is before September 11th even occurred.
No, they weren't
Yet
psychic. They were
He was
lost.
like super fireman, you know what I mean? He was a fireman. He killed the terrorists. It was fantastic.
But
No,
unfortunately,
oh my God.
because of September 11th, though, our everyday lives have become so much more hyped up and dramatized, and we've seen, huge catastrophe. So this movie, actually, if you're going to be looking for that, it pales in comparison.
It's a fireman that single-handedly takes on the terrorists because they killed his wife and son.
Yeah, but
My
then
God,
at that
it's
point,
perfect.
this film really, really just tries to grab your heart so much with that love between he and his wife and his
That's
child.
right, pictures
and
all
the
over, so
whole
many pictures
slow
in the house,
motion.
my God.
Exactly.
If I ever learned anything in a movie, then if I actually walk down the street and I'm in slow motion and I'm smiling and waving, I know I'm going to duck and cover.
Dead.
Yeah, I'm either dead or you're dead.
It's all in the marketing because these are all good points. So instead of it calling an action movie, they should have called it a comedy. Because if it were a comedy, then everything would fit perfectly. Arnold speaking Spanish.
Speaking Spanish was one of the best scenes.
Oh, he said gracias. That's
Pues
the
mi
only
pasa.
thing he said.
Pues mi pasa. Better than-
Traipsing through the Panamanian jungle as if he could actually blend in.
John Turturro's in it. John Leguizamo.
Yeah, those were the
Schwarzenegger
only
get
two
killed
things
off.
in the whole movie, the little bit parts, both of them.
And
They
they
were great actors.
kill 'em
And
off
They kill him off
right away.
right away. And
Someone has to die.
plays a Canadian. Why? Why? Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That he's a Canadian. Why?
Because
even
they
put
don't-
that in
because they
there?
don't- they can get
It
into the
didn't make
country
any-
easier at work for the
No,
storylines.
please. It didn't make any sense.
Another comedy thing is that what fireball explosions there were, everybody seemed to be unscathed by. That woman
Completely
had perfect hair, enveloped in fire. She comes out spotless again.
When a person is enveloped in a huge fireball explosion, at minimum his hair would be singed. Most likely it'd become a charcoal briquette. You do the math.
I was totally shocked that it was actually
Okay,
the
the
woman
twist, yes.
that was
All
the
right,
boss.
fine.
The head of
And
the
I did
terrorists.
not get that. I did not
That
know
was
what was
great.
going there. I really
No.
And
didn't
the child
until
she
the-
had, she was going to sacrifice with the toy and the bomb. That was
Yeah.
pretty clever. You got to admit that.
And they kept on zooming in to make sure that the audience could follow them because it was getting a little bit convoluted. So it's like zoom in on the doll.
It's not foreshadow.
Formula.
It's not
The
foreshadow.
reason
It's
he's still,
foreplay shadow.
where's Stallone? Where is Eastwood?
But
Where's
wasn't an
Clive Van
Arnold
Damme?
formula. I don't
He
think it was
follows an Arnold formula, and he still makes money, and he's great. I love to watch
I
him
didn't
on
think
screen.
he was great. I really didn't think so.
He's
I actually
over-
thought, and you know what really
He's
bothered me?
107
No, wait,
for crying out
he's
loud. Look
not
at him, he's
107.
doing great.
This
Look
is
at him, he looks
No,
fantastic.
let me tell you what really bothered me. Because in the beginning, as he said, right, like the great love between everybody and blah, 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 blah. First of all, you know, Daddy is late. And then his little line, oh my God, I was late. The way that they set it up, that father would have never been late. So that was sort of
He's
convenient.
a
to have
fireman. He
that.
was putting out a fire.
He
for
was
crying
not putting out a
loud.
fire. He was at home taking
That's
a
why he
shower.
was guilt-ridden.
That's why he was
movie,
guilt
he
ridden,
has
right?
given
Okay, and
us so
here's
many
the other
beautiful
thing.
gems
All
over the
these
years.
reaction shots on him. Did you notice that? Like his paint silence reaction shot when the
He was in
body.
shock.
That was too much. It was very contrived. It was like he even squeezed out a little tear, if that
He's not Al
was.
Pacino. He's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was a bodybuilder. Came to this country with a shirt on his back.
I love
He's an actor
Arnold
now.
Schwarzenegger, and he doesn't have to be the, classic trained actor, but
agree.
it was bad.
I could watch an entire movie of Arnie just making his grunt sound.
Like, Kindergarten Cop was great, and he was not all of a sudden Shakespearean in that movie, but it
Right.
had heart and it made sense and it was cute. Not
you
that
like it?
this movie was supposed to be cute.
Did I like it? Again, here I am sitting in the theater with a lot of expectations, and the parts that I liked the most were the most ridiculous, where I'm hearing the laughter radiate throughout the entire theater.
What did you like?
The Mike Tyson biting the ear off scene,
Oh,
that big
that,
laugh.
yes,
The
yes.
end, here's a fireman. What's he doing? He's taking an axe to these huge gas pipes.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be putting
Yeah.
fires out. This would have been enough explosion, probably to bring the
Yeah,
whole building
right,
down.
and that was another
and
thing.
I'm laughing hysterically there. Then he's running, he's thrown into the bowels of the stairwell.
And then
these
he's
two
in the climactic scene, the symbolic acts of the firemen. Whew, whew. What was the line he said? I thought you were going to kill me. When? When are you going to kill me? He said, no. And he does it. It's beautiful.
And then I
Right in
thought
the
it was
heart. The
saved
guy
for low.
dies.
I thought it was only for low-budget movies, but they actually had a hubcap roll out. I mean, it's like usually when the explosion happens off screen, the smoking hubcap rolls in. But that was just like, all right, we lowered the bar. For every $200 million.
I love the security cameras. They had like 50 on this street where the explosion went off. And
you
then
could
nobody.
play it back,
and
They
too.
had close-ups of the guy.
could
in the
play it
trailer,
back. You
in the
could play it
trailer, I
back.
thought it was Arnold Schwarzenegger who had to go and get him because he's the only one who saw his face, who knows his face.
It'd be like
the
Osama
guy
bin
comes
Laden.
straight up to the.
That's right, that's
It'd be
right.
like bin
50
Laden
security
flying to New York, putting the bomb in, looking into a security camera, leaving, coming back again to blow up L.A. Insane.
And how would Osama get back into the country twice if his face is right there on? You know,
The
he
only
comes
thing,
back.
only complaint is it lacked is he has a traditional cliche in every movie. He didn't have that one line like "I'll be back." He picks up the kid at the end and puts it on his shoulder. There's no dialogue. He just walks to the car. Long silence. I was crying my ass off.
You should talk to your animals about that.
I'm sorry. You're easy. You're so
Oh, I'm not
it.
easy.
Yeah.
Oh, you just wait.
It was bad collateral garbage.
Quick, fast.
What I love about
Wrapping it
some
up.
films is that real big thrill, and when Arnold's jumping off the waterfall, which I know has been used a million times, but when he holds that arm and he goes straight down about 150, 200 feet, I went, "Wow, this is great!"
You guys are so easily impressed.
That was.
Well, all I would say is that movie needed more waterfalls, more fireballs. Mark says it was an Arnold movie. I say it wasn't quite up to as bad as
No.
it could have been. A good, bad Arnold movie, and Ava just hated it, apparently.
John Q actually is our next movie. That's a medical drama, and it's starring Denzel Washington. It's directed by Nick Cassavetes, who's the son of John Cassavetes and Jenna Rollins. So, what did you guys think?
Big expectations, huh?
Big expectations, yes, that's for sure. Did it live up to any of you?
Well, I mean, just looking at the trailer for this movie, you knew what you were in for. I mean, it was going to be a Hollywood flick for sure. But I mean, to say that this movie is contrived would be to like say a tidal wave is moist. This movie was like a ding dong. I mean, it was like a Hostess Ho Ho or something.
I agree,
because
I agree.
The American public would love to just bite into it and nosh on it, but it's so bad for them. Because it is so phony and it is just total empty calories and it is total crap and it is just totally contrived, and that's basically my opinion on it. I mean, yes, I was entertained at some of the melodrama, because basically what this movie digs into is the man. You're going to attack the policeman, the insurance man, the hospital man. It's all against the man, the HMO man especially, and you want to bite into that and just really, give it to him. But that was like the idea they had. It's like, okay, I'm going to make a movie about clubbing baby seals. Yes, it's going to be great because nobody could possibly oppose that, and everybody hates, clubbing baby seals.
Again,
but then
yes.
it turns into there's no movie to support a 5-minute good idea.
Once again, Denzel Washington is playing the racially challenged minority that's has this real soft hubbub approach to everything. I mean, this is a pretty extreme situation. It just seems so watered down and happy, humble. I gotta go. I don't really believe that he's that angry. And his wife is like, honey, you gotta do something. And then when he sees us, I have hostages. She doesn't goes, oh, that's great, but how's the kid? Like, I have 10 hostages. And it's just,
I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, I didn't love it, but obviously I don't hate it as much
Robert
as you.
Duvall is playing the same old humble character.
Yeah, but I love him. See, I love Robert Duvall. I love Denzel Washington. I think they made the movie, especially those two also like Ray Liotta.
But they are great actors.
They are
There's
great
no
actors,
doubt
and
about
even
that.
in that movie, which really is lukewarm, I have to say, and it has lots of problems, but just to watch Denzel to me is great. I can be so entertained. See, so even with that, I was watching him appreciating his acting. That was all right. Whereas, Collateral Damage, it really had
So
nothing
why not
for
have
me.
him in a good movie? It's
Yeah,
amazing
that
he
I
would
don't
have
understand
seen
that
the
either.
script for this. I'm wondering who has pictures.
Well, he
of
just
Denzel,
finished. He just finished Training Day, and that was fantastic.
Yeah,
it was
that was
beyond anything I've ever seen him do. And he goes back to the watered down guy that just.
I, by far, think John Q is the best of the three. I enjoyed getting into the situation. I enjoyed the passion between the family, and he has to do something. And I enjoyed the politics of finally lashing out against the HMOs. I enjoyed the concept of the cops and the evil Anne Heche, who's
Queen Bitch.
Queen Bitch
Payne
on more
in the movie.
testosterone than everybody else is in the film. But definitely throughout, I felt like my heart was being massaged, trying to revive me.
Blood pressure is dropping fast. He's going into cardiac arrest.
I don't understand. This part is useless. Makes so sick.
And I had tears in my eyes a couple times throughout the film.
I did
But they were
too.
At the
ripping
same
your heart
time,
out
yeah,
the
it was
whole
like,
time. Ripping your heart
pulling
out.
and the director is thinking he's a doctor, and everything comes down to the timeline. Instead of a clock ticking in the background, we have the blood pressure
But I
of
like
the
that.
child coming
I
down.
liked that. I
But
liked
all
it a
films
lot. I
like get
thought
so
it was-
contrived into that.
But
It
I
was
thought
Dog
a
Day
clever
Afternoon.
use.
Yes.
Yes, I know
Yes.
it was. It was.
Yes.
Absolutely agreed, it was.
On
But still,
steroids.
with the time clocking like that, I thought that was a very clever device to use the blood pressure machine. I was going, oh my
But
God.
every scene
I
is so
was.
predictable. I mean, I'm waiting for him to please blow your brains out. Please get the towels. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it. Get
No,
it.
I
Kill him.
wasn't.
It was
I
almost-
thought it was
And at the last minute,
nice.
the fax
He was
comes in.
faking
Hey,
it.
you're never gonna believe this. We
Yeah,
found
okay,
a
that's-
heart. Is there a certain acting school that kids go to? Because this one sucks. Every movie that has
That
a kid
is
in
for
these
sure.
days,
They're
we should
usually
start
good.
an acting school for kids because
kid
they're
was
terrible.
bad.
I mean, this is exactly the Happy Meal kind of thing that I worry about the American public really liking when it's just so phony.
I
Everything
felt like
about
a
it is
hostage
really phony.
watching that movie.
And the way I have to agree with you, yes. But you know what really bothered me in the movie? The use of music throughout.
I've got a great big heart and I know that you need one, so I'll give it to you. That's the least I can do. Then you can grow up, it should last a while, and I'll go out in style. Yes, I'll go out in style, I'll go out in style. It's a great big heart and it should last a while. I'll go out in style, I'll go out in style. Then you can grow up and I'll go out in style.
Every time, like starting even with the opening scene and the Ave Maria, right? And the crosses dangling. It was like,
It was
the
art,
music, it was art. Yes, they tried very, very hard.
One of the funniest things about John Q, I mean, a movie's bad when you have to pick on all the little technical details, but one that is rampant in all the movies now is where, for some magical reason, when you look on a TV screen and there's somebody that's like microscopic in the background, you can actually zoom in. They say zoom in, and then this blurry little image comes crystal clear, and you know who the guy is in the background.
You have
Why
a
is that?
perfect close-up?
Yeah, it's insane.
Zooming in on tiny video images and small photographs and getting a crystal clear picture is impossible. It'd be like checking out your neighbor's wife from the moon.
you do the math. The other manipulative thing is, you know, we've seen in the news, if you got a terrorist in a hotel or a hospital, you corner out, you put people 2 miles away. No, this is like Dog Day Afternoon, but now we've got the news all right behind the cops. If anybody came out shooting, innocent people would die.
Yeah,
it's the more tug at our heartstrings.
Actually,
amazing there was only like 5 people in an ER in Chicago, for God's sakes. How convenient was that? I mean, there was like 10 people in there.
And it was
Security guard's going to have a heart attack any minute.
Another thing that was hysterical about the writing was so weak that, I mean, the title of it is John Q. So when the police ask him what his name is, he goes, John Q. As if he's going to like keep anonymity. But by the way, all of my demands revolve around my son, Michael Archibald, on the Heartless. I'd like to say that this was a perfect Hollywood formula movie, but in a way it wasn't, because they kept on hitting the pause button. Okay, we're going to stop the movie now, and we're going to have a discussion on HMOs. So, Tim, what do you think about the horrible situation of HMOs and PPOs?
Well, I'm glad you at least bring it up.
Okay, let's continue the movie again. Okay, now let's stop again. We're going to pause the movie, and we're going to talk now.
Kill
We're going to have a
him.
round-robin discussion. Okay, and then, you know, the other thing was I couldn't believe the shameless theft of old movie lines. I mean, they went all the way back to The Wizard of Oz, where she comes up and she has her little cross on her shirt, and she comes up to Queen Bitch Anne Heche and goes, I'd love to finally tell you what it is I think of you, but I can't because I'm a Christian woman. Aunt M said that to Mrs. Gulch or whatever.
The award for stealing the most lines from previous motion pictures goes to John Q. Another thing that I noticed was James Wood, who plays the chief of staff, I guess, right? The heart surgeon, right? So the entire time he's this hard ass who doesn't want to do anything unless he gets paid for. Then finally, in the crucial moment, all of a sudden, without anything leading up to it, he's like, I'm going to do it because I'm a doctor after all. Let me perform.
He's played so many sleazy roles, I couldn't take him serious.
And Heche does the same thing. Almost every character, other than Denzel Washington, starts, even Robert Duvall, he's almost his last job. I've got to do it. Just let me do it. They're having the fight between Ray Liotta. Ray Liotta's a dick, or I should say, a penis head.
A bad guy.
A bad guy. Everybody's a bad guy except for Denzel Washington.
Yes.
But then a good movie, you always have the character learning something, learning a lesson, and turning themselves around. Well, then everybody turns themselves around at the end, and that's the angel's wings.
And wasn't it a miracle? It was like this huge mess and spray. It was all cleaned up in 5 minutes.
Oh, if you make a really big mess with your Hollywood formula movie and you run out of screen time, not to worry. You can clean that plot right up in just a few seconds. Film Formula 409. Oh.
I mean, nobody died, everybody lived.
They've let him stay.
No
Watch the
trials,
operation.
no executions, nothing.
You can watch the operation. When it's over, we'll go take it in
People
jail.
go away.
Take the cuffs off. You know, it's okay.
Yeah, no, it was very,
Producers, directors, writers too. Better beware, Bill Cops coming for you.
We are at the house of Nick Cassavetes, the director of John Q. He has committed cinematic malpractice and he is going down. If you want to go in, stay low, be careful. Word off, do your thing.
Film Cops, freeze!
Film Cops! We're in the warrant for your arrest. Nick Cassavetes, please come on with your hands up.
Nick Cassavetes, we're arresting you for cinematic malpractice!
Nick Cassavetes is my father! Even worse!
Oh my God, stand! Get out of here!
Now I guess we're going to talk about Dragonfly. Kevin Costner once again has an opportunity to shine, and he did, I think, in the trailer. I mean, I saw the trailer for this film, and I absolutely loved it, and I couldn't wait to see it. I was very excited. It's a metaphysical film. I'm a sucker for metaphysical spiritual films, from It's a Wonderful Life to Powder to Ghost. I love Ghost. Sixth Sense. I love all these things, but in this case, Field of Dreams, great. Kevin Costner, he should have learned his lesson there.
And stop right there.
Yeah. But in this case, it was almost as if the writers didn't watch all these films. It was almost as if they saw a couple episodes of Scooby-Doo and watched Ghost 12,000 times.
That's an insult to Scooby-Doo and Ghost, by the way.
Blah, bland, and boring. That's what I say. When is Hollywood going to stop trying to rip off The Sixth Sense? You can't do it. It's been done. Leave it alone now.
They
Go back
needed
to something
the 7th
else.
sense or something to figure this
it
one out. It
just-
was senseless, right? I mean,
It moved like molasses. It was so slow and
Exactly.
so boring,
It
and
was-
nothing new other than stereotypes over stereotypes. When will Kathy Bates get cast again, not playing the frumpy lesbian?
who was the man that
I'd
played
like
her
to
part?
know.
Which man played her role?
And then Kevin Costner, what kind of acting performance was that?
Ponderous.
Very anemic.
Ponderous.
Nothing. And the scenes, nothing ever got explored. It was painful. I wanted to shake the people and go,
problem-
give me some
This
information.
movie was actually entertainment-less. I was going to say that Collateral Damage and John Q were bad movies, and maybe you could like Collateral Damage for its being bad. But up until this one, I realized that in both Collateral Damage and John Q, I was entertained at some point in time. Maybe for the wrong reason, maybe because I loved seeing some, indulgent melodrama or a building blow up or whatever. But I was entertained. But I swear to God, not once in Dragonfly was I entertained. And it boils down to the fact that this movie forgot the most key ingredient to all stories, films, dramas, anything. There was no conflict in the entire movie. None at all.
We're fresh out of conflict. No conflict. Oh my God, it's going to be a flat with our pancake. Oh, a noise maker. Nobody will notice.
Maybe that's fine for an art film in film school where you just want to kill yourself a half an hour in, and that's how I felt in this one. I wanted to join his wife and be knocking on Kevin, stop! Jesus Christ!
Don't start on his wife. Don't even get started on his wife.
What is it about the spirits in the afterworld that always,
There's so many rules and regulations.
They expend more energy being ghosts by, kicking things around and knocking.
Just tell me what to do.
Leave a message on the answering machine that says, hello, Joe?
Joe, honey, it's me, your wife. I'm by the waterfalls in Venezuela. Unfortunately, I'm dead. So could you come by and pick up your daughter, please? And by the way, Joe, boo.
Joe,
The movie would have
that's
been
right.
dead.
Yes, it would have been over, totally.
Well, I think the main character was
Joe,
the
that was
parrot
the thing
because
too.
everybody's so concerned about the parrot. I'll take care of the parrot. Is the parrot okay? I feed the parrot. I had a parrot. You give it a big bowl of seed and some water, and it lasts like a month or two. It's not that good.
The bird. I
And what was wrong with it?
concerned
It
about
was
the bird.
sick.
The bird did a very good job in the acting
Yeah,
job in the
playing
death
dead
scene.
almost.
Right?
Yeah, because there's
and
5
then
different
it was
birds, of course. Hollywood should say, look, Mr. Costner, we'll give you one last chance, okay?
He had his
You
chances.
make a Dance with Wolves Part 2, and that's it. If it doesn't sell, that's it. You're done.
Yeah.
That's it. He's
Not that
so
he- I don't
bored
want
to
him
watch.
They're
anymore.
actually making that film, and he's turned down the road
Oh,
because
really?
he says the part doesn't speak to him.
Oh my
Okay.
God, what is
That
speaking?
he's not listening. Whatever's speaking to him, he's not listening.
No, he had his chance, and he's been living on his past laurels. I mean, Dancing with the
I
Wolves,
guess.
Field of Dreams, but he's made
Postman.
how many
What about the
movies?
epic Postman
do we see?
movie?
Do we see a pattern developing
That was
here?
so
The
funny.
Postman.
Yeah, it's
and the last
terrible.
couple movies are all these really bad things where he insists on doing some voiceover narration at the beginning to make it seem like
Yes.
important or something.
Yes.
I mean,
That's
in
right.
the
Ominous,
future,
ominous.
all movies are going to be Kevin Costner speaking to
Right,
us. We
right.
got to send somebody from the future to stop this from happening.
Kevin Costner,
Yes?
I'm from movie making future. You've been targeted for domination for your movies.
Which ones?
The bad ones.
Joe, every single sentence, people would never say, hey, how's it going? It'd be like, how's it going, Joe? What have you been
she
doing?
put it the front,
Joe,
the
hey,
front
Joe.
and the end.
They were able to fulfill
Terrible.
30 pages of script just by
Just
Joe.
by writing the name.
I was so looking forward to it. I love that spiritual element. I love the concept of
There
Hollywood
was no
tea.
spiritual element.
Yeah, it really, the foreshadowing with the bird and when she's coming home and when she enters the house. It's just, again, a
Cliche.
director thinks we're all idiots.
And again, great acting by the children, huh? I mean,
Yeah, I
come
know
on.
the kids were not good either, no.
But what is the thing
They
with
could do a
taking
better
the clothes
job.
off
Yeah.
the bed, putting them back in the closet, throwing
It's
stuff
like
across
they
the room?
had to
sucked.
throw in convenient loud noises, music, and drop
Unnecessary
and rifles
obstacles.
because there was no conflict. It was boring. They had to
That
keep on
is
giving
true.
horns. And
Send in for Dr. Spivey's Compliment Night Kit and receive a free copy of How to Make a Flat Film Great with Loud Noises. You'll learn how to startle an audience with a bang, see how to break glass objects, frighten loud animals, and add shrill horn passages to the music, guaranteed to liven up a dull, plotless blockbuster.
All these cancer kids, right, which I think is a very morbid subject first of all. And so if you address that, I think it needs to be handled with a certain amount of tact. And I didn't think that they did that very well either.
No,
but
no.
so all these kids deliver these ominous, weird messages, right? But in the very end, the most important message, right? They wheel in this big fat guy.
Big biker,
I
a big
seriously
dead
thought the
biker.
guts talking. He was like
Yeah.
this big blob of a person. They couldn't have picked someone
That was
else
funny.
looking a little different.
That was pretty funny.
Okay, we got
And they're all fighting over his
gotta move
organs.
on.
I don't think his organs really work. Or he's probably
Speaking of
smoking.
beating a dead horse, well, I used to have a problem with ants, but now I have a problem with dragonflies. So thank God for new Raid, great for dragonflies.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Oh my God, I must be part dragonfly.
And now for the big screen at home, our DVD picks of the week. My pick is Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back with Kevin Smith and a thousand other cameos. Chris Rock, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. It was a fantastic movie. It's funny. It's filthy. It's Mark Hamill's in it.
Mark
I
likes
love it.
really bad.
You're a Star Wars fan. Mark Hamill's in it. Carrie Fisher. You love it.
Dogma, I couldn't do it.
This is nothing like Dogma.
I couldn't do it, but
No, you'll love
maybe
this.
I'll check
You'll
it
love
out.
it.
I saw it in the theater, and to tell you the truth, I remember maybe 30 seconds out of the whole film.
Well, that's basically what it is. Maybe it's a piece of candy, maybe it's a good piece of candy, maybe it isn't. I don't know. My pick is actually a piece of candy as well, and that was, the First Night? Or
First Night.
First night?
Yeah.
First
No
Night, believe it or
way.
not, I really liked it. I mean, and I get a lot of flack for this. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe you like that movie, because everybody has me pegged as such a hard ass. But all I care about is if a movie sticks to its own rules. I mean, it could be a cartoon, it could be a masterpiece, it could be crap, and this one was just fun. I mean, they set you up at the beginning with rock music and Queen and all this stuff, so you know it's going to be a playful little recess. And I thought they did a really good job of writing around that recess, and actually they surprised me and did a really good job of putting an entertaining piece of cotton candy together. You know, so
All right,
that's
if it
my
worked.
pick.
Okay, so now I'm going to watch it because if you liked
Yeah,
it, now I'm
I'm gonna
really
see that.
curious
All
to
right.
see if
If I like it.
All right, my DVD pick is Moulin Rouge. I love that movie. It really is, and even if you don't love it as much, it is just such interesting filmmaking. It is so original. It is so out of the box thinking. Everybody does a great job, and talk about a movie setting its own rules and then living up to them. That movie does it so well. Everything is great in it. The acting, the writing, the way they did it, the sets, the costume, the colors. It's a very visual movie, which that's what movie making really mainly is, a visual element. It has heart, it has thinking. It's
And
just,
singing.
And singing,
And
my
he could
God.
sing. It was incredible. Eden McGregor.
Yeah,
You knew he could sing
and he
like
brought
that.
them into it. I love that movie,
Okay.
so if you haven't seen it, please check it out.
Tim.
We were leaving our DVDs as surprises to each other. Mine was also Moulin Rouge.
Ah.
Absolutely loved it. The art direction and the story, like we said, it sticks to its own
It's
formula
just
from
great,
frame
yeah.
one throughout
It's
to the
very
end.
fresh,
Really,
yeah.
really.
That's it for this week on the Couch Critics, but make sure you tune in next time where we're going to talk about the Time Machine and Showtime, and we're going to go back in time and talk about the Ice Age.
Yep.
I've got a great big heart and I know that you need one, so I'll give it to you. That's the least I can do. Then you can grow up, it should last a while, and I'll go out in style. Yes, I'll go out in style, I'll go out in style. It's a great big heart and it should last a while. I'll go out in style, I'll go out in style. Then you can grow up and I'll go out in style.